Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Leadership Park here on the Goodman campus of Lehigh University for NCAA Division I softball between the Lehigh Mountain Hawks and the Seton Hall Pirates. This is the final game of a free game set between these two non-conference opponents. They split the two games they played yesterday in what were two very close-fought ones. The first one, Seton Hall won. It went to 11 innings. And then Lehigh won the second game on a walk-off sacrifice fly in the bottom of the seventh. So 6-4 Seton Hall win, 4-3 Lehigh win. You're going to have a lot of concerns today about whether or not pitchers' arms are going to be in good shape after how long of a day we had yesterday. You're going to have concerns about whether or not these players will be able to keep up the momentum they had. It is very, very cold today in Bethlehem. We're looking at a first pitch temperature of around 45 degrees and wind pointing towards left field. So that can have some impacts, carry some balls. My name is Eddie Fiore on this production of the Lehigh Student Broadcasting Club. I'm joined here by Jaden Yohai. And Jaden, it's very nice to be back out here and have one more game between these two teams.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Obviously, two great games yesterday. Both teams throwing a good pitcher today. Lehigh is throwing Caitlin Young. She's going to look to get Lehigh started with a good inning here. And I'm just really excited to see who's going to win the last game and win the series of this three-game set between two really good ball clubs this year.
And we're going to go on mute real quick in a minute for the national anthem. I think we're going to actually roll into starting lineups first. So we can go for the starting lineup for Seton Hall, and then the fielders for Lehigh. Batting leadoff is going to be Ashley Colanetta. Taylor Hill is going to be in right field batting second. Shelby Smith, who had a key part in that first game of the series, she's going to be batting third and pitching. Kelsey Carr batting fourth. Abby Wingo in center field batting fifth. Olivia Gilbert at first base batting sixth. Jenna Blevins batting seventh. Andrea Perez batting eighth. And Hannah Alexander, the catcher, batting ninth. Marisa Pla, the left fielder, is going to be in the field but not in the batting lineup. For the Lehigh starters on defense, we're going to start behind the plate with Sydney Parlett, who's going to be playing catcher, which she played in one game yesterday. Caitlin Young is going to be on the mound for the Mountain Hawks this afternoon after starting game one. And then going from left to right in the infield, it's going to be Maddie Schmeiser, the sophomore transfer from North Carolina State, starting at third base. Carly Baryak-Tarvich, who made some great plays at shortstop, she's going to be starting this afternoon. And Lily Owens is going to be at second base. The first baseman is Rory Dudley, who had the game-winning sacrifice fly in Game 2 yesterday. And then the outfield for Lehigh, it's going to be Josie Charles, who had two extra base hits in Game 1, but starting in left field. Center fielder is going to be Brooke Cannon, and finishing out the same outfield lineup that Lehigh had yesterday. In right field is going to be Emily Semino.
Fourth, the left fielder, number 5, Josie Charles.
This might be the first game that I've ever broadcast, and I've been in the booth for over 100 games, high school, college level, over the past 6 years. The first game I've ever done in a winter coat. We are outside in 45-degree weather. It is not looking like it's going to get any warmer as the game goes on. So it creates a lot of concerns about just staying focused for some of these players.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's always tough to play in the cold. I myself am wearing, a couple layers under my sort of fleece slash sweatshirt. But yeah, no, it's definitely important for the players to stay focused and to try to tune out the cold. As they get into the game, I don't think it'll be as much as a factor, but definitely in the beginning it will be. So we'll see how well they do to tune it out. Luckily, the sun is coming out a little bit, so that should help.
We're going to go on mute for a quick minute for the national anthem.
a reminder, the NCAA Patriot League and Lehigh promote
the starters for today's game for both teams both pitched in the game one yesterday afternoon that went to 11 innings. Caitlin Young was the starter for Lehigh, and then Shelby Smith finished the game for Seton Hall. There were two very long relief appearances from Shelby Smith for Seton Hall and Chloe Hess for Lehigh, and I know that was a big thing for the Mountain Hawks. Hess and Young have been their two best pitchers throughout the course of this season, and they both had to pitch in the same game just to get through those 11 innings.
Yeah, no, they've been really awesome for the Mountain Hawks this year, both boasting sub-2 ERAs, and as you mentioned, you know, a lot of innings pitched yesterday and a lot of innings pitched overall. You know, Caitlin Young comes into this game with 114.2 innings pitched. So definitely a lot of usage, but she's been really good. So
man, isn't Caitlin Young the type of pitcher you can just eat up innings? And the one thing that really set Caitlin apart in yesterday's game is just how efficient she was for the first 5 innings. She threw only 61 pitches to Seton Hall batters, which just shows you how good she is with pitch selection, how good she is with getting balls in play. And she was able to keep Lehigh in the game through that stretch. So we're about to get underway with the top of the first inning. Seton Hall is at the plate, and it's going to be Ashley Colanetta, the senior, leading off, who's going to be playing second base in the field this afternoon.
Packed house here.
It's great attendance for a game with it's this cold as the first pitch from Caitlin Young is low for ball 1. And you might be able to hear the wind just picking up on this broadcast, as outside is where we're sitting, and the elements definitely playing a role. 1-1 after the pitch is looked at by Colanetta, just grazed the outside of the strike zone. Here's the 1-1. Colanetta pops this up behind him. This one's going to go into stands, and well, fan attempted to make a catch and wasn't able to catch it.
Yeah, I thought I had that one. It looked like it was coming right to me.
Yeah, it was about a few feet in front of where we're sitting in our outdoor broadcast booth. 1-2 count after the foul ball. Young signals home the 1-2, and away for ball 1. Just might have grazed the plate, but a bit low for Colanetta to have a good swing at it.
Yeah, close pitch there.
Young fires to 2-2. It's going to be grounded down the first base line, and the first baseman, Parlett, is able to put it away. The first baseman, Dudley, is able to put it away for out number 1.
Fielder, number 33, Taylor Hill.
Yeah, good job there by Dudley, just staying down on a slow ground ball. You know, she's playing first, so she had plenty of time there, and she was able to make the first out of the inning.
And now at the plate is Taylor Hill. The outfielder had a huge 2 RBI hit to left field that secured Seton Hall the win in game 1. She takes first pitch for a ball.
Yeah, she's also had a great year overall.
The 1-0 swung through by Hill. A good play, good pitch by Young to force a swing and miss. We didn't really see any swing and misses, not much yesterday. A lot of balls in play, very few strikeouts. The 1-1 is swung through once again. Floats to the back of the backstop. This wind direction might prove a bit difficult for the catchers trying to keep a hold of some of these pitches.
Yeah, definitely will probably play a factor. I think more the throws because of how cold it is.
The 1-2 dealing from Young is outside, and it levels it all up at 2. Hill facing the 2-2, grounds at the second. Owens plays it over. That will be the second out.
Yep, 2 outs. 2 batters, soft contact from both. Good job there by Owens to stay with it, and I get the second out of the inning.
It'll be the pitcher Shelby Smith coming up next, and she recorded a double yesterday while also simultaneously pitching, contributing both on offense and defense for the Pirates. The first pitch from Young is fouled into the Lehigh dugout. It takes a lot of focus in practice to be able to, train properly as a fielder and a batter, and then be able to put it all together on the pitching mound as well.
Yeah, don't let her being a pitcher fool you guys. She's also a really good hitter, as that was in there for strike 2. Yeah, it definitely takes extra practice because, pitchers have their own routines that they got to do and their own way of practicing, and, hitters also do that, so she has to do both.
The 0-2 from Young is fouled to the right field side. 2 away in the top of the first. We're still scoreless. Seton Hall at the plate. It's Shelby Smith, who is the starting pitcher.
Yeah, I think the cold is showing a little bit in these early swings. A lot of soft contact.
The 0-2 from Young is grounded once again to Lily Owens, and she will put away her second consecutive out from second base.
Seton Hall, no runs, no hits, no runners.
It's the middle of the first inning, and the side is retired in order for the Pirates. Lehigh coming to the plate with Barjik-Tarvich, Owens, and Samino. Bottom of the first inning here at Leadership Park. We're still scoreless, and it's Carly Barjik-Tarvich to the first hitter for Lehigh. Has a tendency to go for the bunt, especially on her first at-bat, so watch the corner infielders on Seton Hall. Watch where you're lining up on this play.
Yeah, Barjik-Tarvich is super speedy. She leads the team in steals, and definitely a bunt threat here.
Shelby Smith on the mound. She was the last hitter in the top of the first. First pitch is going to be outside. It will bounce in and out of the glove of Hannah Alexander, struggling to field it outside of the strike zone.
Yeah, Smith's had a pretty good year so far. 2.62 ERA, and she has 87 strikeouts in 80 innings, so over 1 strikeout per inning. Really high strikeout rate there.
Smith on the 1-0 forces Barjik-Tarvich to swing through it on the outside pitch, even at 1. She came in around the 7th for the 8th inning yesterday in game 1, and she pitched the remainder of the game all the way through 11. Seton Hall picked up the win. 1-1 dealing is in for a strike. Good control from Smith so far to hit the outside corner on both of those strikes.
Yeah, definitely. Hard to hit that pitch on the outside corner.
And here's the 1-2. Barjik-Tarvich is going to line this one to the edge of the infield. It will drop and fielded by the center fielder, Abby Wingo. The 5th-year senior Barjik-Tarvich will cruise in for a single.
Yeah, great job there. 2 strikes. Just got to try to put the bat on the ball. Again, we mentioned she has great speed, so putting something in play has a good chance of her reaching, and she was able to get a hit right through the middle there.
Louis Owens at the plate for Lehigh now. The first-year infielder from Chino Hills, California, is going to foul this one down the right field side. deep down the right field side for strike one.
Yeah, no, she wasn't fooled on that one. A little late, but definitely a good swing.
Nobody away, bottom of the first inning. We are scoreless between Lehigh and Seton Hall. On first base is Lehigh's only runner, Carly Burdick-Tarvich. She is 16 for 21 on the base pass so far this year. The 0-1 to Owens is fouled away once again to the right field side.
Yeah, just kind of late on both swings here. You know, she has to look for that fastball. So just got to protect her with 2 strikes.
Owens, the first year, 11 extra base hits so far. The 0-2 from Smith is going to be grounded to short, played by Perez over to second. They're going to retire Burdick-Tarvich, and Owens will advance on the fielder's choice.
Yep, good play there.
Right fielder.
Definitely couldn't have gotten to Owens is very speedy, so just good play there by the middle infield.
Emily Semino had a crucial hit as part of that late rally for Lehigh in game 2 down the left field line. She reaches the plate with 1 away with a runner on first. In a scoreless game, as the first pitch from Shelby Smith is upstairs, the riser will not land for ball 1.
Yeah, Emily Semino's been one of Lehigh's best hitter. OPS well over 1,000 coming into this game. So she's going to look to do some damage here.
Here's the 1-0 offering. It is in a similar spot to the first pitch. This one barely clips the strike zone, will level the count. Semino, being a senior, provides a lot of leadership and a lot of maturity to this Lehigh lineup. 1-1 from Smith. And once again, trying to graze the top of the zone. This is going to be a bit outside, however, 2-1.
Yeah, she's definitely being more careful with some of these pitches, trying to really, you know, paint the higher part of the strike zone.
And here's the 2-1. Semino will foul this one over to Seton Hall bullpen on the left field side. 2-2 count to the right fielder from the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, it looks like she got a little jam there. Ball hit the inside part of the bat. 2-2 now.
Smith kicks and deals. It is grounded to first. They choose to attempt to play over to second, but Owens is safe. Semino with the infield single.
Yeah, that was an interesting play there. The first baseman tried to go for the lead runner, and that was strange. There's no slide. I don't know. That was kind of a close one. I thought it could have went either way, but.
Runners on first and second, 1 away. It's Josie Charles, who had a great day yesterday. And the first pitch from Shelby Smith's in for strike 1. Yeah, kind of the way that Gilbert was positioned, it would have been pretty tough to get Semino at first.
Yeah.
So they attempt to throw to second, but Owens chooses to stand up, and she gets in there safely. It was really close. The 0-1 to Smith is fouled back against the catcher's mask.
Yeah, I don't think Owens expected the throw maybe to come to second there, which is why she didn't slide. But, you know, it worked. She was safe, so no complaints.
Yeah, runners on first and second, 1 away. Scoreless game, bottom of the first. 0-2 count against Josie Charles. And here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Charles has been great for Lehigh this year. You know, leads the team in batting average at .447. And, you know, she's just really good at putting balls in play, so she's going to look to do that here with 2 strikes.
The 1-2. Just on the edge of the strike zone, and Shelby Smith gets her first strikeout of the afternoon. Retires Josie Charles. There's 2 away, still 2 runners on base. And coming up next to the plate is Rory Dudley, the first baseman.
Rory Dudley.
Yeah, good pitch there by Smith, right on the outside corner. An important pitch with 2 runners on, facing a really good hitter.
That was a crucial out for Shelby Smith. Get a player like Samino to strike out as the first pitch to Dudley goes for strike one. So far on this season, Emily Samino has struck out in only 9% of her at-bats, so that's a really tough thing to do to get her swinging on 2 strike counts. The 0-1 to Dudley is outside. It's going to put us at 1-1.
Close pitch there. Good frame.
Two runners on, scoreless game, bottom of the first. Here's the 1-1, and still down and away. We'd like to thank you guys for tuning in this afternoon and for your continued support of student broadcast at Lehigh University. And check swing from Dudley. They're going to go down to the third base umpire, say that she went around on the 2-1.
Yeah, good call there. I thought she went around.
The 2-2 against Rory Dudley raises the outside the zone, called ball 3. So
another close pitch there. A really good one, especially with 2 strikes.
2 runners aboard. Lehigh stranded 13 runners in the first game of yesterday afternoon. And a 3-2 to Dudley is going to be grounded to short. Andrea Perez plays it over, and just a step ahead of the runner. Now retired aside with 2 runners left on base for the Mountain Hawks. They pick up 1 hit. And we are still scoreless at the end of the first inning here from Leadership Park on this presentation of the Lehigh Student Broadcasting Club. The wind has only gotten stronger, but attendance very good in the stands here at Leadership Park. The bleachers pretty much filled here.
Yeah, no, pretty full here. Everyone's coming out to support the, softball team. I mean, why wouldn't they? The team's playing so well right now.
Designated player number 4, Kelsey Carr.
Lehigh have won 11 of their last 13 games. Seton Hall also on a great run. It's Kelsey Carr stepping into the batter's box next. And the first pitch is low for ball 1. Kelsey Carr also saw her share of time on the pitcher's mound yesterday afternoon. And here's the 1-0 offering from Young. In a similar location, just around the knees, will be called strike.
Yeah, you got to be careful here. Carr has 20 hits on the season, 13 of them extra base hits, and over 600 slugging percentage. So if she gets a hold of one, it could fly out of here.
The 1-1 pitch from Caitlin Young was fouled back into the netting behind the right side of home plate for strike 2. Young signals home the 1-2. Carr's gonna lift this one into deep right, and it's gone! Kelsey Carr will open the scoring for Seton Hall with a shot to right field.
Yeah, I hate to say I called it, but, you know, you got to be careful with someone who's got such a high slugging percentage. And, you know, she was able to stay back there with 2 strikes and, you know, just hit it over the right field fence to put Seton Hall on the board here.
For the junior car, it's her 7th of the year.
Center fielder, number 19, Abby Wingo.
Leading all Seton Hall batters. It's the first hit for the Pirates so far this game. It gives them a 1-0 lead, and stepping into the box next is the center fielder, Abby Wingo. The first from Young is fouled backwards to the left side.
So these batters are important here, you know, after, you know, giving up a home run like that, you want to just continue to be aggressive as a pitcher and continue to attack.
The 0-1 from Young is slightly off the plate to the left. And the 1-1 is in for a strike.
Right on the inside corner there.
And the 1-2 is grounded between the first and second baseman. Wingo will cruise in with a single.
Yeah, it looked like an off-speed pitch there, sort of on the outside part of the plate.
First base,
Wingo was able to stay
Olivia
with it
Gilbert.
and, you know, barrel one up to get on for the Pirates.
Yeah, now coming into the box next is Olivia Gilbert, the first baseman. The first pitch is popped out of the glove of catcher Cindy Parlett. Taking off for second and getting in safely is Wingo, which means there's going to be a runner on second, nobody away, with Seton Hall having a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, there are a lot of good hitters in the Seton Hall lineup, really from, you know, top to bottom. You know, Gilbert's another really good hitter here with an OPS at about 950, slugging percentage at 574. So again, you got to be careful here.
The 1-1 from Young is fouled behind. In the 10-run comeback Seton Hall had this past Wednesday against Ryder, Kelsey Carr had 2 home runs, so that will make it 3 home runs for her in her past 3 games. The 1-2. Launched into left center. Going back, and on the warning track is Brooke Cannon to put it away. It's out number 1. Advancing to third base is Wingo.
Yeah, that was hit pretty well. I think the wind might have knocked that one down a little bit. I thought that was out off the bat, but, you know, not to be, but still, you know, well hit. And good job there to get to third base. So now we got 1 out with a runner on third. You know, this would be a really good time for a strikeout here.
Lehigh pitching coach Patty Ruth Taylor coming out to talk to Caitlin Young. The third baseman Jenna Blevins will be the next batter to come to the plate for the Pirates.
Third base, number 27, Jenna Blevins.
And now we're heading into the latter stages of the Seton Hall batting order.
Yeah.
So we get to see some of the infield for the Pirates who have made some great plays in defense, especially the batter on deck, Andrea Perez, yesterday. First pitch to Blevins is fouled above her head for strike 1.
Yeah, rare start here for Blevins. She's only started 7 games this year, but you know, she's batting .333 in those 7, so she's done well with her opportunities.
The 0-1 inside. She'll take it for ball 1. You gotta think any hit deep enough to the outfield will.
Yeah, definitely score the run.
Allow Wingo to head home.
Yeah.
She's on third base. There's one away. Seton Hall leads 1-0 in the top of the second inning, and the 1-1 is downstairs for Caitlin Young. The junior pitcher from Sagertown, Pennsylvania, on the mound for the second time this weekend for Lehigh. And Blevins is going to line this one over the glove of Barry Tarvich. Wingo comes around to score, and Seton Hall is out to a 2-0 lead. Their bats have gotten going in the early stages of this game.
Yeah, good job there by Blevins. You know, runner on third, 1 out. You know, the goal there is just to hit something hard. You know, hopefully it's the outfield, and she's able to do that and give the Pirates a 2-0 lead.
And the first pitch of the next at-bat to Andrea Perez is in for strike 1. She looked at that one coming past her. Perez had a great diving catch from the shortstop position, extended herself as far as she could towards second base in yesterday's games as she pops out the 0-1 to right field. Moving over a step is Semino, and she puts the second out. It's now 2 away, runner on first. Seton Hall have scored the 2 runs of this ball game in the top of the second inning, where we currently sit. It was a Jenna Blevins RBI single that gave them their second run, and the first run was on a Kelsey Carr home run to right field. As Hannah Alexander, the catcher, is currently at the plate, and she looks at strike 1.
Yeah, the wind's really picking up here. That, I don't know. I don't even know how that ball got all the way to the outfield on the previous at-bat. It looked like the wind almost just like blew it like 30 feet. So definitely something to note here. You know, if you hit it to right field decently, it'll probably get out with all the wind in this afternoon game.
Second pitch from Young is a ball, and the third pitch of the at-bat comes in the bottom of the zone for strike 2. The junior catcher Alexander, who played game 1 of yesterday's doubleheader, is facing a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch, and it is popped to second base. However, the first baseman, Dudley, moves over in front of Owens to field it. Now retired aside with 2 runs for Seton Hall in the top of the second. Kelsey Carr with the go-ahead home run for the Pirates. They have the lead. Lehigh coming to bat next. Bottom of the second inning here in the third game of Lehigh facing Seton Hall in NCAA Division I non-conference softball, slotted right in the middle of the conference schedule. Seton Hall 9-3 record so far in the Big East. Lehigh 6-0 in the Patriot League. The center fielder Brooke Cannon is batting 6th in the lineup. She is the first batter that Shelby Smith will face in the bottom of the second. The first from Smith is right down the middle. Looked at by Cannon for strike 1. And here's the 0-1. Good location, slightly outside the zone. It's 2 strikes, both looking against Brooke Cannon in the 0-2 count. Infielders on the corners, playing slightly in.
Yeah, really good pitch there.
Here's the 0-2 to Cannon, outside for ball 1.
Yeah, so on the previous pitch, Smith went to sort of the high outside heater, and you know, she put it right in the corner, and she tried to go a little above that on the 0-2 pitch, but missed.
Shelby Smith threw 22 in the first inning and forces Cannon to ground at the second base. Colanetta will throw it over and retire the leadoff Lehigh hitter.
Yeah, Smith worked the outside part of the plate throughout that at bat, and she was able to get weak contact to the right side for the first out.
Sydney Parlett, the catcher, is the next batter for Lehigh.
Yeah, she's a first-year player for the ball club, and she's been really good, batting almost 300 with a 356 on-base percentage.
Trailing by 2, Lehigh definitely needs runners on base. Here's the first from Shelby Smith. Parlett's going to lift it down to right field line. It's going to land fair. Bounce off the right field wall. Parlett is rounded to corner at first, and she is in with a stand-up double.
Yeah, good job there attacking the first pitch. Hit it right down the line, barreled it up, and stand-up double to get the inning started for the Mountain Hawks.
Designated player, number 7, Lindsey Martin.
Lindsey Martin's in the designated player spot. She's batting 8th in the Lehigh lineup. She'll have her first plate appearance right now. With Sydney Parlett on second, Lehigh trailing 2-0 with 1 away at Leadership Park in the bottom of the second. It's the first pitch, just lands a bit high and outside of the strike zone for ball 1. And the 1-0 offering is fouled into the netting in the right field side for strike 1.
Yeah, pretty late swing there. It'll be interesting to see if Seton Hall adjusts to that swing, especially in the outfield.
And the 30th pitch of the afternoon for Shelby Smith is going to be lined in the infield on the third base line. It's just going to roll out foul for strike 2 against the sophomore Martin.
Yeah, gotta just look to stay alive here, put something in play.
Martin, with 9 at-bats on the season entering this game, has yet to record a hit. The 1-2 is in there for strike 3, and that is the second out of the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, good.
So Lehigh runner on second. The score still Seton Hall 2, Lehigh 0, with Maddie Schmeiser being the next batter to come to the plate for the Mountain Hawks.
Yeah, really good pitch there by Smith, right on the outside corner for the strikeout.
Smith signals home the first pitch. Bit to the inside called strike as Schmeiser, the sophomore third baseman, looks at it.
Yeah, look for Smith to be aggressive here with the top of the lineup up next.
0-1, and Schmeiser grounds it to Perez at short. Thrown over, and just in time to retire the side. It's 1 double for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. However, they were not able to turn it into anything. 2-0 Seton Hall, heading to the top of the third inning. Seton Hall back to the top of the lineup in the top of the third inning. They lead this 2-0 over Lehigh. And actually, Colanetta, the second baseman, is at the plate next. First pitch to Colanetta is popped in play right over the third base bag. And stepping over to get it is the shortstop, Karli Barjak-Tarvich, for out number 1. Owens kind of retreated into foul territory. I mean, Schmeiser kind of retreated over into foul territory, not knowing where that ball was going to land with the 10-mile-an-hour winds we have this afternoon, and Barjak-Tarvich happened to be standing in the right place.
Yeah, good job there by Barjak-Tarvich. You know, as a shortstop, that's foul back. As a shortstop, you have priority over all infields, over all the infielders on, you know, pop-ups. So it's a tough angle there for the third baseman with the wind howling. So really good job there by Barjak-Tarvich.
First pitch is a foul ball to the left field side for Taylor Hill, who takes the second pitch just on the outside of the zone for strike 2. Caitlin Young, the Lehigh pitcher, still looking for her first strikeout of the day. 0-2 to Hill. Low for ball 1. One away. Top of the third inning. It's 2-0 in favor of Seton Hall. Ball 2, so 2-2 count to Taylor Hill.
Yeah, very first, it was an important out to get the first batter here because 2 through 7, Seton Hall has really good hitters.
And the 2-2 pitch just on the edge of the zone called ball, looked at by Hill for a full count. 2-0 Seton Hall, 1 away, nobody on base. Top of the third inning. Here's the payoff pitch from Young. It's low, and Hill will take her base. So it'll be the first walk drawn by this Seton Hall lineup so far this afternoon. Put a runner on first with 1 out.
Pitcher number 23, Shelby Smith.
Shelby Smith, the pitcher, will enter the box for her second plate appearance of the afternoon. She grounded out on her first at-bat, but she fouls the first one off to the right over the batting cages behind the Lehigh dugout. If you're wondering how we got here, Kelsey Carr, who is currently on deck for Seton Hall, hit a home run to right field, gave them the lead. Abby Wingo, the center fielder, got on base and was driven home by Jenna Blevins, the third baseman for Seton Hall. So we're sitting at a 2-0 lead for the Pirates as Smith swings through the 0-1.
Yeah, she chased that one, wasn't happy with herself.
Runner on first, 1 away. Shelby Smith fouls this one back, stays alive.
Yeah, definitely an important batter to get out here, especially with Carr coming on deck. You definitely don't want to face Carr with 2 people on, so gotta try to put Smith down here, maybe force her to run into something.
The 0-2 is grounded past the diving glove of Barjak-Tarvich at short. Moving up to second is Hill. Staying at first is Smith, who is on with her first hit of the afternoon. It's a single. And Kelsey Carr, who hit a home run back in the second inning, is the next batter as the Lehigh infield coalesces around Caitlin Young. With 1 away in the top of the third.
Yeah, this is the spot you don't want to be in here with Carr up. Not really sure what's going on here. Oh, look at this pitching change.
Yeah, they're going to pull Caitlin Young in the top of the third inning for Chloe Hess, who came in relief for Young in game 1.
Now pitching for Lehigh, number 2, Chloe Hess.
That's beginning to warm up. It's 2-0 Seton Hall. If you're just joining us in the top of the third inning, they had a solo home run back in the second by Kelsey Carr, who is the batter due up, and will be the first batter faced by the first-year right-hander. Chloe Hess has from the state of Maryland. She has a 1.86 ERA. Her last appearance on the mound was in Game 1 of yesterday's doubleheader, where she had 4.0 innings pitched. Those 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th innings, where she allowed 3 runs in the 11th.
Yeah, she's been great for the Mountain Hawks the whole year. As my partner mentioned, she has a sub-2 ERA, so definitely the right person to try to get a dangerous hitter like Carr out in this spot.
1 away in the top of the third inning. Lehigh have only recorded 2 hits so far, and Seton Hall, on the other hand, has 2 runners on base with 1 away, as the first pitch from is pumped into the very shallow depths of the infield. Lily Owens, second baseman, moves back, retires Carr down. There's 2 away. Abby Wingo, who had a hit back into second, she would end up scoring a run in the second inning. She is at the plate with 2 away and 2 aboard, with a 2-0 lead for Seton Hall. In the top of the third, the second batter, Chloe Hess, has had to face the first pitch. Riser's going to float above the upper reaches of the strike zone for ball 1.
Yeah, another tough hitter here. 382 average coming into this game.
The 1-0 from Hess is going to be grounded down the right field line for strike 1. The runners will retreat to first and second. And the 1-1 from Hess. Upstairs, ball 2.
Yeah, kind of a critical spot in this game. You definitely don't want to go down by any more runs here. Already down 2-0. But then at the same time, for Seton Hall, an extra base hit could extend the lead to 4.
And lifted into deep center. Moving back is Cannon. At the wall, she makes the catch. But they're going to run out anyways. They're going to roll it over. She made a catch over the wall. It's a 3-run home run for Seton Hall, and now it's going to all come down to what part of the wall and how far she extended. Expanding the lead to 5 for the Pirates here in the third inning.
You think it might have hit off her glove and went over? I initially thought she made the play, but
well, she might have made a play, just making a catch after and have left the ballpark. Both teams celebrated after she made that catch.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, I don't know. The Seton Hall had an interesting celebration. They had a hook and a sword that came out there after the home run.
Regardless, 5-0 Seton Hall. Yeah. Olivia Gilbert takes ball 1 on the second pitch of the at-bat. The first pitch she swung on and missed. It's 1-1. And the 1-1 offering is away for ball 2. Five runs in the past 2 innings for Seton Hall, 4 coming off of home runs. As the 2-1 is swung on. Low in the zone. 2 strikes against. the sophomore Olivia Gilbert. Two as foul to the right field side.
Yeah, important here for Hess to, get this batter after the last hit.
2 strikes against Gilbert, and 2 outs as well as it's grounded to third base to Schmeiser. She will get it over to first and retire the side, but not before Seton Hall can extend their lead on a 3-run home run from Abby Wingo. It is 5-0 in favor of the Pirates. In the middle of the third inning, Lehigh coming to bat in the bottom of the third. Well, in the first 2 innings, Lehigh went a full run through the lineup, so they will come back in the bottom of the third inning with Carly Baryak-Tarvich at the top of the order, trailing 5-0. A 3-run home run in the top of the third by Abby Wingo put the Pirates up 5. They were originally put ahead on a home run back into second by Kelsey Carr. First pitch to Baryak-Tarvich is low for ball 1. And the second run that Seton Hall scored was on a RBI single.
Yeah, important here for Leah to try to put together a big inning. Already down 5.
Baryak-Tarvich grounds this one to Perez at short, and she gets it over for out number 1.
Yeah, good strong throw there by Perez. She knew she didn't have too much time with Baryak-Tarvich running, and she was able to get the first out.
One away in the bottom of the third inning. Here is Lily Owens for Lehigh. 5-0 Seton Hall. First pitch in the outside of the zone for strike number 1. And the 0-1 from Owens is lined into right field. It will drop just in front of the glove of the right fielder Hill for Lehigh's first base hit of the bottom of the third inning. Owens on with a single.
Yeah, that was smoked. She saw the first pitch, and Smith went to a very similar pitch for that one, and Owens was just able to put a really good swing on it.
Next up, here's Emily Samino with 1 away and a runner on first. Lehigh trailing 5-0 in the bottom of the third inning as she looks at the first pitch for strike 1. And the 0-1 to Samino. Looked on again, just barely on the outside of the zone for strike number 2.
Oh, 2 here. Got to try to put something in play.
2 strikes against the senior outfielder Samino As it's just on the outside. Alexander had to stand up in order to block that one from getting past her for ball number 1. 1-2 count. Owens on first for Lehigh. Here's the 1-2. Semino with a bit of a blooper to shortstop. Perez manages to bounce it off of her body and play it down into her hand, throws it over and gets Semino at first.
Yeah, another good play there by Perez. Sort of an awkward sort of play to make. It was not hit very hard, but it was on a line and it bounced right before her. She knocked it down and made a strong throw to get the second out of the inning.
The runner, Lily Owens, advances to second. Josie Charles is at the plate now for Lehigh. As she takes strike 1 looking. Charles struck out back in the second inning.
Yeah, you got the right hitter up here to try to get this run from second home. As we mentioned before, she has the best average on the team.
Ball 1, near the dirt. Evens it up as Hannah Alexander, Seton Hall catcher, comes out to talk to Seton Hall pitcher Shelby Smith. Smith has thrown strikes on 31 of her first 43 pitches. And a 1-1 count to Charles. Upstairs for ball 2. One, 2 to Lehigh's senior outfielder. She is going to swing on this one. They're going to say, well, it's going to even the count, actually. She might not have fully went around.
No. I think it was 2-1 before that.
2-1. Okay, she did get fully go around. So 2-2 now, 2 away. And Charles fouls this one back, still 2-2 count.
Yeah, good swing there. She was right on that. Just a little under it. Still got to protect here. 2-2.
Two count against the senior outfielder Charles on the outside of the zone, just missed by an inch or two to the full count with 2 away. Runner on second. 5-0 Seton Hall at the bottom of the third. As Charles lifts this one left field side near the edge of the complex, foul.
Yeah, another good swing with 2 strikes, making Smith work out there, pushing the pitch count up, and giving herself another chance.
The full count against Charles. And high for ball 4. However, Owens looked as if she was going to take off for third base. She chooses to retreat back to second.
Yeah, I think there's a little confusion there. I think Owens might have thought there was a runner on first or something, because it seemed like she was just kind of like going as like you would if there was a runner behind you with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. Luckily, Seton Hall wasn't able to throw her out, so.
Rory Dudley at the plate. Lehigh trails 5-0, 2 away, but 2 runners on base for the Mountain Hawks. The first pitch is going to just touch the outside of the zone, looked upon by Dudley for strike 1.
Yeah, Smith's been living there for most of the afternoon. You know, it's a really good pitch because it's just right on the outside part of the plate, and it's really tough to hit.
And the 0-1 with 2 away, and a huge swing from Dudley. She swings right through it.
Yeah, if I were Smith, I'd go right back to that same pitch.
The 0-2. Outside for ball 1. Both of these teams have had troubles throughout the course of this weekend kind of converting on those 0-2 counts.
Yeah, I mean, it's never a fun spot to be in as a hitter.
The 1-2 as it is swung on the pitch upstairs. Retires the slide with another Shelby Smith strikeout. We're through 3 innings at Leadership Park. Seton Hall still leading Lehigh 5-0. Top of the 4th inning here at Leadership Park. Seton Hall leading Lehigh 5-0. Eddie Thor joined here by Jaden Yohai on this production of the Lehigh Student Broadcasting Club. Jaden, Lehigh has dug themselves into quite a bit of a hole, and it's been for giving up the long ball.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as we've mentioned throughout this broadcast, Seton Hall has a bunch of really good hitters, so it makes it really tough for the pitchers. And also, you know, the wind's blowing a little bit. It seems like it's blowing a little out, so, you know, they've been...
First pitch to Jenna Blevins, the third baseman, is grounded to Owens at second. She will put away the leadoff hitter for the Pirates.
Yeah, so, you know, they've just been hitting the ball really well, and a couple have gone out of here. That's really the difference in the game if you think about it, you know, besides the single. 4 runs via the long ball.
Chloe Hess entered the game for Lehigh for Caitlin Young in the 3rd inning. And on the second batter she faced, gave up that 3-run home run and extended the lead from 2-5 as the first pitch to the shortstop Andrea Perez is fouled backwards.
Yeah, it's important here to get these hitters because, as I mentioned, 2 through 7 is really good in the Seton Hall lineup.
0-1, fouled off to the right side by Andrea Perez, one of the best, if not the best, defensive shortstop in the entire Big East. Both of these teams' defense kind of runs through their shortstop. It's the 0-2. It's popped up. That might be in play for Dudley. It's going to pop out the edge of her glove. She was running over to her own dugout. Was basically in the front door by the time she reached the ball.
Yeah, always a tough play there, a foul ball, you know, near one of the fences because, you know, you got to be careful not to crash into anything or anyone. So, you know, nothing she could really do there.
0-2 outside for Hess, and the first ball at the count. Facing a ball and 2 strikes, 1 away. It's 5-0 Seton Hall. In the top of the 4th inning here at Leadership Park on the campus of Goodman campus at Lehigh University as the 1-2 is swung through by Perez, and it's the first strikeout recorded by Lehigh this afternoon as there's now 2 away, and the next batter coming to the plate will be the catcher Hannah Alexander for Seton Hall.
Yeah, great pitch there by Hess. Just challenged Perez up in the zone, and she wasn't able to make contact. So 2 outs.
First pitch is fouled. Alexander flew out at her first at-bat. She is in the 9th spot in the Seton Hall order. So the last batter in the second run through.
Yeah,
the Seton Hall offense has 5 runs in 3 2/3 innings.
Yeah, and Hess definitely has the right idea here, just kind of attacking these hitters at the bottom of the order.
The 0-1 is going to fly out of the glove of catcher Sydney Parlett into the backstop. There's nobody aboard, so it won't really affect anything. It's a 1-1 count. Lehigh, if they can get out of this, what they need next is just the bats to get going.
Yeah, definitely. Base runners are the key.
1-1. Just a bit outside. Count in favor to the junior catcher Alexander. And Alexander takes the 2-1 and grounds it up the left field side. She'll be in with a single, and the lineup will loop back around for Seton Hall with a runner aboard on first base with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. They're leading by 5.
Yeah, Hess went to the off-speed pitch there, and Alexander was able to stay with it and hit a ball really hard to left field. I'm definitely not in love with the pitch selection there. I probably would have rather her stuck with the fastball, but yeah.
2 away, and a runner aboard as the first pitch from Hess is just above 4. Ball 1, Colanetta 0 for 2 on the day. And ball 2, oh, they're gonna call strike 1. Okay, strike 1, low. So even count, top 4th. The 1-1, in for strike 2. On first is Hannah Alexander, the catcher. Two away, 1-2 count in the top of the 4th inning. 5-run lead for Seton Hall as they pound this one to the left field side. Staying alive is Colanetta.
Yeah, I would say with the same pitch if I were Hess, just throw the fastball, elevated a little bit. Colanetta was definitely behind on that one.
Lehigh trailing by 5. Here's the 1-2. And goes through the backstop. Parlett, the catcher, having trouble fielding it. Advancing to second is Alexander. The count even at 2.
Yeah, tough pitch to block there as the catcher. That looked like it was definitely a fastball, and you can't really expect a fastball in the dirt. So definitely a wild pitch there, as looks like Seton Hall's making a pinch running substitution.
Yeah, now that the catcher has moved in the scoring position, they're going to bring out the pinch runner. Looks like it will be
now running at second base
number 10, Amber Johnson. Well, 2-all to the Seton Hall leadoff hitter, leading 5-0 over Lehigh NCAA Division I non-conference softball from Leadership Park. And the 2-2 is grounded up the left field line, foul.
Yep, good at bat here by Colanetta, but again, she's still behind on the fastball. I'd try to go up and in with the same pitch here. When you're behind, it's tough to hit a pitch that's inside because it's kind of coming at you quicker, and you can't really get the bat head out.
2-2 count as Colanetta is going to have a soft ground ball down the left field line. The throw over to first will not be in time from Schmeiser. Colanetta will beat out the throw for an infield single, and advancing to third base is the pinch runner Johnson.
Yeah, so Hess definitely went to the inside fastball there, and she got really weak contact. It just rolled so slowly that Schmeiser wasn't able to get there in time to throw out Colanetto.
Taylor Hill is at the plate. The right fielder is 0 for 1 with a walk. She scored a run earlier today as she fouls the first pitch off to the third base side. One strike against the left-handed hitter, sophomore outfielder. And away for ball 1. The sun is out in South Bethlehem today at Leadership Park. Having it feel maybe a bit warmer than the forecast originally showed, as Hill's going to lift this one into right center, and the 1-1 pitch will drop. Coming around to score is Johnson, and a second run from first base. Colanetto will traverse to home, and Seton Hall is up by 7 here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, that was smoked right into the right center gap, and you know, I kind of mentioned it before, really important to get 8, 9, and 1 out, because 2 through 7, you know, Seton Hall has really strong hitters, and Hill is one of them, and she showed why there with a 2-out double to extend the lead.
Taylor Hill's second double in 3 games as the Lehigh infielders continue to talk, calling time. We're trying to see if there's any movement in the Lehigh bullpen. Doesn't look like it. So 7-0 Seton Hall, 2 away, top of the 4th. Here is Shelby Smith. The pitcher is 1 for 2. Has a single and a ground out. And low for ball 2.
Hitters count here. Hess has to be careful.
7-0 in favor of the Seton Hall Pirates. And she's going to lift this one deep to right. Moving over to make the catch is Samino. We're tired aside. 2 more runs come across for Seton Hall. 7-0 in favor of the Pirates. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th inning.
3 hits, there were no errors, 1 runner left.
Heading into the bottom of the 4th here at Leadership Park, Lehigh softball against Seton Hall. This is production of the Lehigh Student Broadcasting Club. I'm Eddie Fiore, joined by Jaden Yohai. And Lehigh's offense, they need to get going here, trailing by 7.
Yeah, it almost feels like a must score this inning, especially with the top of the lineup up.
It's going to be Brooke Cannon, the center fielder.
My bad. Not the top of the lineup.
Lehigh have not hit a single home run in this 3-game series. First pitch. is right down the middle for strike one. Looked at by Cannon, the junior center fielder from Virginia Beach. Here's the 0-1. For strike two.
Yep, Smith just still throwing that fastball on the outside part of the plate, still attacking these Lehigh hitters, and it's especially important for her to do so with this big lead.
And the 0-2 in a good location, but just a bit off for ball one.
Yeah, really good pitch there. Could have probably went either way, but it was called a ball.
Yeah, Cannon not even swinging. She's just looking at these ones.
Yeah, she's got to protect here.
1-2. Outside, that one was definitely a ball.
Yes.
2-2 count. The 2-2 to Cannon. It's going to be lifted down the right field line. Going to be in play. Hill moves over towards the foul pole and makes the catch.
Yeah, good play there by Hill, ranging to her left, ball slicing, and she made the first out.
First out in the bottom of the fourth inning. And next comes Sydney Parlett, the catcher. To face Shelby Smith, the Seton Hall pitcher, has thrown 58 pitches and has just looked great all day. Only 3 hits allowed. No runs on the board, 7-0 Seton Hall in lead. Here's Smith's first pitch to Parlett, and outside for ball one.
Yeah, she has been really good. She's just been pounding the strike zone pretty much all day, living on that outside part of the plate, and the Lehigh hitters haven't been able to do much.
The 1-0 count. And just outside for ball two. Maybe a bit low on that one.
Yep.
Seton Hall up 7, 1 away, bottom of the fourth. And the 2-0 pitch is off the plate yet again, so it's a very favorable count to the catcher Parlett. On deck is Lindsey Martin, the designated player.
Yeah, 3 close pitches there by Smith, all of them missed. Probably a take spot here for Parlett, down 7.
She takes, and it's called strike right down the middle. It's a take spot until they throw it right over the heart of the plate.
Yeah.
Now here's the 3-1 pitch. And the windup is Shelby Smith. Fouled back to a full count.
Good swing there. She was right on that one. Gotta expect a good competitive pitch here from Smith. She's been doing it all game. She has big lead, so Parlett has to be ready.
And fouled back into the right side of the field. Still 3-2 count. 3 hits for Lehigh to Seton Hall's 8. Here's the payoff pitch. Is lifted into left, and only having to take 1 step forward is Marisa Pla to get the second out at the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, good at bat there by Parlett. She fouled off a couple pitches, made pretty good contact there, just hit it right to the left fielder. So 2 outs now for Lehigh.
Lindsey Martin has had 10 at-bats so far this year, and has yet to record a hit. Here she is with 2 away. As check swing on the first pitch, signaled down to Ryan Rafterty, the first base umpire for ball 1. They're going to say Martin did not go around. Smith kicks and deals on the 1-0 and in for strike 1. And even count. Martin holds up on the 1-1. It's a good take and pitched low, 2-1 count.
Yeah, good pitch there by Smith. Another really close one. She's just really in the zone today. All her misses have been just off the plate and really close.
Martin lifts this one, edge of the outfield, diving out is Colanado, but she'll miss the catch. Lindsay Martin with her first hit of the season. And Lehigh has a runner on with 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. Loops back to Maddie Schmeiser, the third baseman batting in the 9 hole. She is 0 for 1 so far this afternoon.
Yeah, good job there by Martin. Always nice to get the first hit. That's a ball there.
Yep,
of the season.
First pitch outside.
Get the monkey off the bat, right, Eddie?
Yeah.
I've been there before, struggling at the beginning of seasons. It's never fun.
And the 1-0. Swung on through for strike 1. Martin having to be propelled into this lineup due to some injury issues towards the bottom of the order for Lehigh. Has appeared so far this season in 16 games off the bench, has only started in 3 games, as the on 1 from Schmeiser is left into the left, claw is under it, and that is the end of the 4th inning. Seton Hall is leading by 7 runs. Heading into the top of the 5th, they will have the heart of their order coming up next. Kelsey Carr will start us off in the top of the 5th inning. Seton Hall has a 7-0 lead, and she has a home run so far this afternoon. And Chloe Hess, the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Chloe Hess so far in this game has given up 3 earned runs in 1.2 innings pitched. It's the 1-0, a big swing from Carr. She'll miss for strike 1. You think she's looking to repeat what she did earlier in this game?
Yeah, why not, right? I think so. That was a pretty big swing there, as you mentioned.
And here's the 1-1 from Hess. Popped up back over to press box for strike 2.
Yeah, this is right here is definitely not the time to go to an off-speed pitch. I think at least. Probably go over to left field defensive. Try that.
We have Carr at bat who has a solo home run. And here's the 1-2, low for ball 2. And then on deck you have Abby Wingo who has a 3-run home run to straightaway center. And here's the 2-2 from Hess. It's going to be lined right into the glove of the third baseman, Maddie Schmeiser. Fields it for out number 1.
Yeah, good job there by Schmeiser. That was ripped right at her. Great reaction, and she was able to get the first out. Important out there with more good hitters coming up for the Pirates.
1 away in the top of the 5th inning. It's 7-0 Seton Hall, and here is Abby Wingo, who grounds it to Lily Owens on the very first pitch, and she puts it away for out number 2.
Good job there, staying down by Owens and getting the second out. 2 quick outs.
2 quick outs, and Olivia Gilbert, the first baseman, is the next batter for the Pirates.
Be good to have a quick inning here. 1, 2, 3, right?
And then Lehigh will have to get the bats going, trailing 7-0. First pitch low for ball 1. Get the bats going against a really strong Seton Hall defense.
Yeah.
1 ball to Olivia Gilbert, who is 0 for 2 on the day. And she fouls this one back. Level at 1. And the 1-1 swung through. Nice competitive pitch from Hess. Now has 2 strikes against the 6th hitter in the Seton Hall lineup.
Yeah, as you mentioned, good pitch there. I think a little above the strike zone, but she was able to get the swing.
And the 1-2 from Hess is off the bat. It looks like of Gilbert. She had to back out on the way.
And no complaint there.
So 1-2 count, top of the 5th inning. 7-0 lead for Seton Hall. And away for ball 2.
Good pitch there, really close. Tried to work that outside part of the play, just didn't get the call.
And a 2-2 grounded to third baseman Schmeiser. She's going to flip it over to first and get Lehigh out of the top of the 2nd, down top of the 5th. It is a 1-2-3. Top of the 5th inning for the Mountain Hawks, and they come to bat trailing by 7-0 Seton Hall in the middle of the 5th.
Leading off for Lehigh, shortstop, number 9, Carly Baryak-Tarvich.
Lehigh back to the top of the order for the bottom of the 5th inning. Carly Baryak-Tarvich is 1 for 2. So they have 3 more innings to claw into the 7-run deficit. First pitch from Shelby Smith, the starting pitcher for Seton Hall, still in the game. It was low for ball 1.
Yeah, good opportunity to get maybe a couple back here with the top of the lineup. Got some really strong hitters here for Lehigh.
Baryak-Tarvich lifts this one into shallow left, moving forward as Marisa Plough for out number 1. Lily Owens, who is also 1 for 2 on the day, is next for Lehigh.
Second base, number 13, Lily Owens.
So Lehigh is going to need to score 7 runs to tie this game. They have not scored more than 4 in any game this series.
Tall task.
First pitch bunt from Owens. She races down the first base line. Shelby Smith is going to field it herself and throw it to first for out number 2. 2 outs on back-to-back pitches for Seton Hall.
Yeah, even though it might seem a little strange there to bunt with no one on, I thought it was a good idea. If she was able to actually push it past the pitcher, she definitely would have reached.
The defense definitely wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Smith just kind of made a good play there to get Owens.
First pitch with 2 away for Emily Samino at the plate for Lehigh. She fouls it to the left field side. 0-1 count against the senior outfielder. And here's Shelby Smith at the 0-1. Samino lines this one over the glove of the third baseman. She is in as it drops in shallow left field with a 2-out single.
Much needed base runner there for Lehigh. Got to try to get something going here with 2 outs. Good job there by Samino. Hit it pretty hard and right over the glove of the third baseman.
Here's Josie Charles with 2 away, a runner on first. 7-0 Seton Hall with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Two away. First pitch is in for strike 1 on the corner. Well, if you want something fun to do with your family, make sure to come out to a Lehigh softball home game this year. 2 weeks from now, they will be hosting Army West Point for a Patriot League series here at Leadership Park. 0-1. Away for the first ball of the count. Sitting on first is Emily Samino. 7-0 Seton Hall lead. And lifted into left, the 1-1, and Marisa Plough once again puts it away for the final out of the inning. 1 runner left on base for Lehigh. They still trail Seton Hall 7-0 heading into the 6th inning. Top of the 6th inning at Leadership Park. Seton Hall with a 7-0 lead in the final game of the series against Lehigh. They're going to have 7, 8, 9 in their lineup for the top of the 6th inning, beginning with third baseman Jenna Blevins, who
number 27, Jenna Blevins.
had an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. And the first pitch from Hess. Way upstairs, Perlett getting on her feet for fielding that one. It's ball 1.
Yeah, and important here to throw strikes against this part of the order.
And this one at the bottom of the zones is going to land in there for strike 1. One. This one at the feet. On the plate, but low. Ball 2.
Yeah, tried to go back to the same pitch there, but just missed low.
Chloe Hess has now thrown more pitches in this game than Caitlin Young, the starter for Lehigh, did. And this one grounded to second. Owens will throw it over to first and retired the first batter of Seton Hall's lineup.
Number 11, Andrea Perez.
Andrea Perez is the next batter for Seton Hall with 1 away in the top of the 6th inning. They lead Lehigh by a score of 7-0.
Wind's picking up a little bit here.
And the first pitch from Hess to Perez. This is for ball 1. Hess has thrown strikes on around 65% of her pitches. 2-0 count, now outside. Sun's still out, the wind's still blowing. It's a windy but nice afternoon for some early April softball. The 2-0 is going to be grounded towards the middle of the infield, past the extended glove of Barik Tarvich. Andrea Perez is in business with her first hit of the game. She is
Pitcher, number 41,
the 8th member of the Seton Hall lineup to get a hit out of their 9 hits so far. She's on first with 1 away in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, good job there by Perez. You know, she got a hitter's count, 2-0, and she was able to hit something hard right up the middle.
And Alexander's 1 for 2. She will take the first pitch, ground it off of Chloe Hess. It will take a weird bounce into the infield, and the throw from Josie Charles is going to leave her hand in an awkward position, launch over the dugout. The runners will advance. Perez will head home. And holding up at third base is going to be Alexander. Seton Hall extends their lead to 8 on the throwing error from Charles.
Yeah, Perez totally caused that error by Charles. I think Charles was a little surprised that Perez took off for third because, you know, it's just a single to left field. So good job there by Perez to be aggressive on the base paths and cause that error,
Second base,
and to
1,
score for
Colanetto.
the Pirates here to extend the lead to 8.
So runner on third base, 1 away, and yeah, that error from Josie Charles. She had to throw from left field to third base, and the throw was off by a very wide margin, went over the dugout.
Yeah. That's a strike there. It definitely was. I think what happened there is, she fielded it not really expecting Perez to go and sort of just reacted to it and didn't really get a good grip on the ball, which is why the throw was, pretty off target.
Runner on third, 1 away, 8-0 Seton Hall. It's an 0-1 count to Ashley Colanetto. And the second pitch. The hitter just a bit outside of the plate. Hannah Alexander is On third base, she was scored with a double.
Gave her a double for that?
Yeah. Ball 2. 2-1 to Colanetto, low for ball 3. First and second base both open. With one away in the top of the 6th, 8-0 in favor of Seton Hall.
Yeah, gotta try to throw a competitive pitch here for your house. Really good hitters coming up the next few slots.
Colanetto grounds this one to second to Owens, and she looks at home before throwing it over to first. Will hold Hannah Alexander at third base.
Yeah, great job there by Owens. She fielded it, checked Alexander at third, and then made the play at first. So 2 outs now.
Taylor Hill, the right fielder, has 2 RBIs on the day. Is 1 for 2. She's also advanced base on a walk. 2 away, top of the 6th. First pitch is just above the dirt for ball 1.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how aggressive Hess is here. After Hill had that double off of her in the 4th inning. We'll see if she pitches around her or goes right at her.
The 1-0 to Hill, just close to the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Taylor Hill is 1 out of 4. Seton Hall batters to record an RBI this afternoon. And the 1-1 inside. The slower pitch from Hess, ball 2.
Yeah, she's definitely thinking out there. Tried to fool her with an off-speed pitch, and I think it did a little bit. She just missed the strike zone.
2-1 as Hill pops this up into the shallow part of the outfield. Barya Tarvich moves back. She will make the catch from shortstop, and that's the middle of the 6th inning. Seton Hall extends their lead with one more run on a throwing error from Lehigh left fielder Josie Charles. It is 8-0 in favor of Seton Hall, heading to the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning for Lehigh. Seton Hall, Shelby Smith has thrown 80 pitches. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. And popped up down the right field line. The first pitch to Rory Dudley. It's going to land in the Lehigh bullpen for strike number 1.
Yeah, you know, despite being down 8, the Lehigh dugout is still cheering. They're still very loud, so you'd love to see that. Still, you know, have a good spirit out there.
Only 8 runs for Lehigh so far this series. Seton Hall has 8 runs in this game alone. the 0-1 from Smith. And we called the ball. The catcher took the pitch and then signaled down to the first base umpire herself. One. Fouled. Same exact location in the dugout for Rory Dudley, who is 0 for 2 this afternoon. Dudley has had multiple at-bats where there have been runners on base. She has left 4 runners on base today.
Yeah, hasn't had much success today, and Smith has kind of attacked her with fastballs on the outside part of the plate, and she continues to do so in this at-bat.
The 1-2 to Smith. The 1-2 from Smith to Dudley is in the zone for strike 3. It's Shelby Smith's 4th strikeout of the day. It is Rory Dudley's 2nd strikeout of the game. 1 away, and Brooke Cannon is the next batter at the plate. In the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, again, another outside fastball right on the outside corner to get the strikeout.
First pitch from Smith to Cannon is going to be on a line into center. It will drop right in front of the glove of Wingo, who moves up to field it. A single for Brooke Cannon.
Catcher number 4, Sydney Parlett.
Yeah, good job there by Cannon. She just ripped that. Really well hit, barreled it up, swung at the first one, and got on base for Lehigh here.
Lehigh with 6 different hits today from 6 different batters. Sydney Parlett is the next batter to step in the box with 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. It's 8-0 Seton Hall. First pitch, strike on the outside corner.
Man, she's been just wearing that outside corner out the whole day, whether she's throwing to lefties or righties. So just really good job.
Yeah, Parlett, the right-handed hitter, standing in the box right now. For mark of 297 entering this game. And the 0-1 is high for a ball. One away, bottom of the 6th inning. Neither team with any action or bullpen at this time. It's the 1-1 away for ball 2.
Yep, close pitch there, good take.
Well, I'd be surprised if Seton Hall does anything except let Shelby Smith try to finish this game.
Yeah, why not? She's been dealing. Yeah, I agree.
This will be pitch 89 coming up for Shelby Smith this afternoon. She gets from 69 strikes as will be strike number 70 as it's fouled off down the right field line by Parlett.
Yeah, to me it just seems like she's had, these Lehigh hitters on the back foot pretty much for, every at-bat. A lot of foul balls to, the right side for righties and to the left side for lefties, which means that they're a little behind on the fastball.
Here's the 2-2. Swung through by Parlett. It's strikeout number 5 for Shelby Smith, and there's 2 away. Runner so on first with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Seton Hall leading Lehigh 8-0. And the next batter to plate is going to be Lindsey Martin, the designated player, who got her first hit of the season in 10 at-bats in her last plate appearance. Here's the first offering. Martin is going to have 2 hits this game as she grounds it right off the middle of the infield. Advancing to second is Brooke Cannon. There's 2 on with 2 away for Maddie Schmeiser. Martin, the first Mountain Hawk to record 2 hits so far in this game.
Yeah, good job there by Martin. I kind of mentioned it before, getting the monkey off your back with, your first hit. And, once you get that first hit, the floodgates could just open. You get a lot of confidence, so really good swing there.
Schmeiser takes the first pitch from Shelby Smith, fouls it to the left side. 0-1 count against the sophomore corner infielder. 2 runners on, 2 away. Schmeiser pops it up into the bullpen on the left field side. So an 0-2 count.
Yeah, not really a great swing there by Schmeiser. Kind of seemed like she reached a little bit for that one. So just has to try to protect her with 2 strikes.
0-2 to Schmeiser, lifts it into left. Marisa Plaus under it for the final out at the bottom of the 6th inning. We are heading to the 7th. Seton Hall trying to protect a 8-run lead. And we're actually going to end it here. So after 6 innings,
mercy rule.
I'm going to end with run rule. The final score, Seton Hall 8, Lehigh nothing. Seton Hall takes 2 of the 3 games of this series.
We trust you receive the best service possible. The Mountain Hawks return to Leadership Park on Wednesday, April 19th to host Villanova in a single game beginning at 3:30 p.m. Once again, we thank you for your attendance. Please remember to buckle up.
It was a great series. We'd like to thank you guys for tuning in throughout. My name is Eddie Phillips, joined by Jay Young of the Lehigh Student Broadcasting Club. The final score after 6 innings, Seton Hall 8, Lehigh